Good afternoon all. Today we'll discuss about the conventional and alternative fuels. We discussed in previous lecture or previous video that what are the alternative fuels. Today we'll discuss conventional fuels. The fossil fuels are formed by the natural resources such as anaerobic decomposition of buried or dead organisms. The age of the organisms and the resulting fossil fuel is typically million years, that sometimes exceeds 650 million years. These fossil fuels include coal, petroleum, natural gas, which contain high percentage of carbons. These fossil fuels range from volatile materials with low carbon-hydrogen ratio like methane, liquid petroleum, and non-volatile materials composed of almost pure carbon like anthracite coal. The methane can be found in hydrocarbon fields as alone associated with oil or in the form of methane clathrates. It is generally accepted that they formed from the fossilized remains of dead plants and animals by exposure to heat and pressure in the Earth's crust over millions of years. Now, what are the fuel and oxidizers? Chemically, the fuel can be defined as one which donates electrons. In contrast, an oxidizer can be defined as one which accepts electrons. This property of these elements to accept or donate the electrons is known as electronegativity, which dictates whether an element can be classified as a fuel or an oxidizer. This word electronegativity is defined as the power of an atom in the molecule to attract electrons towards it. The electronegativity values for various elements is given below. That is, electronegativity of the oxygen is 3.5, nitrogen and chlorine is 3, CSI, carbon, sulfur and iron are 2.5, HP 2.1, B 2.0, etc. Now the oxygen has the second highest electronegativity, although it is available abundantly in the nature, it is mostly accompanied with nitrogen, which, being an inert gas, reduces the actual capability of the oxygen. The fuels such as carbon, hydrogen, aluminum, magnesium, etc. have lower electric negativity in comparison to the oxygen. Now, in combustion studies, air is a very common oxidizer used most of the times, in which the fuel elements such as carbon, hydrogen, aluminum, boron, etc. oxidize easily by the oxygen. The most common fuel that we use in our day-to-day life are hydrocarbons. Of course, hydrogen is emerging as the next generation fuel, being the least pollutant fuel. Metals are used as additives in some fuel special cases, particularly in rocket engines. Now, what are the gaseous fuels and oxidizer? Recently, gaseous fuels are preferred most over liquid and solid fuels, as it is easier to control emissions from gaseous fuel operated combustion devices, as they do not contain any mineral impurities and are easier to burn for achieving higher efficiency. Now, besides this, the gas handling system is the least expensive to operate among all the other forms of fuels. The most common gaseous fuels that we use profusely are natural gas and liquefied petroleum gas, that is LPG. Apart from these two fields, other gases such as biogas, gas, natural gas, liquefied petroleum gas. Apart from these, such as biogas, producer gas, coke, oven gas, acetylene, methane, propane, and hydrogen are being used as a fuel. Natural gas is generally found in porous rocks, which is believed to be formed by the anaerobic decomposition of organic matters under heat and pressure millions ago. Now it contains mainly methane, that is CH4, which ranges from 75 to 99% by the volume, and other gases such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, C2H6, etc. It must be kept in the mind that the natural gas like coal and coke oven gas has a regional variations. Recently, liquefied natural gas is being produced by condensing dry natural gas at -102, causing cryogenic refrigeration system. Now these are the oxidizers, gases and their applications. Fuel LPG, which oxidizer is air, O2. Applications are domestic, burner and furnace. NG, natural gas, air, O2, IC engine and furnace are the application. Producer gas, IC engine is application. CH4, C3H8, H2, IC engine is the application. So LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, mainly consists of a propane and butane. The typical composition of LPG is shown, that is the propane and butane are generally produced by atmospheric fractional distillation of crude oil. Interestingly, LPG can be stored as a liquid in a tank at around pressure of 0.8 megapascal at normal atmospheric temperature around 35 degrees centigrade, but it becomes gas when it released to the ambient pressure, that is 0.1 megapascal, because butane has a boiling point of 0.5 degrees centigrade, while the propane has a boiling point of 42.1 at ambient pressure. Now these are the some constituents of a typical gases. Now biogas is gaining popularity in a renewable source of energy in third world countries, which can be easily produced by anaerobic digestion of biomass. In India, the cattle dung is the main constituent through which biogas is produced in a digester. It mainly contains methane and carbon dioxide. Typical composition of biogas can be found in the table below. Now, producer gas can be generated by gasifying the biomass, coal, etc. It finds the application both in a direct heating and power producing devices. A typical producer gas is given in the table. It can be noted that the primary fuels are carbon monoxide and hydrogen. The other constituents of this gas are nitrogen and carbon dioxide, which make it low calorific value of a fuel. However, using of oxygen instead of air for gasifying the solid fuel enhances the heating content of this gas. Now, in recent times, hydrogen is contemplated as a future green fuel as it produces least emission. Hydrogen can be easily produced by reforming of natural gases, partial oxidation of liquid fuels, and gasification of coal or biomass. Acetylene can be produced by hydration of calcium chloride or carbide, which is being very much used in gas welding shop in India. Now the gaseous fuels can be characterized by their composition, that is density and heating value. Compositions of various gaseous fuels are shown below. The heating value of a fuel can be defined as the amount of heat released per unit volume. So this is about the gaseous fuel. Now the liquid fuel and oxidizers. The liquid fuel is one of the major energy sources, particularly in the transport sector. Some of the common special liquid fuels and oxidizers are listed below. Liquid fuels are mainly obtained from the crude oil. Besides this, the liquid fuel can also be obtained from biomass, coal tar, sand and oil shale, etc. Basically, a typical crude oil is a mixture of alkanes, that is alkanes, aromatics like benzene, and cycloalkanes of organic compounds containing CHON and S elements. Now, the gasoline is one of the important liquid fuel, which is oxidizer is air, and the applications of gasoline are SI engine, aircraft piston engine, HSD, air is oxidizer, CI engine, furnace oil, it is also used in furnace, kerosene used in aircraft, gas turbine, ramjet and domestic, alcohols used in IC engines, etc. Now the crude oil from Assam, India contains an average 40% of paraffin and higher alkanes and 25% of naphthalene and cycloalkanes and about 35% aromatics. The ultimate analysis of crude oil indicates that on an average it contains 84% of carbon and up to 0.5% of nitrogen and 0.5% of sulfur. Now these are some properties of some fuels. This table shows the properties such as specific gravity, kinematic viscosity, boiling point range, flash point, autoignition temperature, stoichiometric air fuel by weight, heat of vaporization, lower heating value, etc. Now the solid fuel and oxidizers. Now wood, coal, charcoal, soft coke, agriculture waste, animal dung are some of the widely used solid fuels which are derived basically fuels available naturally. Now the biomass contains plant products such as wood, leaves, barks, leaches, agricultural residues like rice husk, rice straw and wheat straw and groundnut shell, etc. Now these are the solid fuels used. Now conventional fuels used are nothing but most of the road vehicles today operate on a petroleum derived gasoline and diesel fuels. Between 30 to 70% of petroleum crude throughout the oil refineries is converted to automotive fuels, thus controlling the refinery economics. Since the first internal combustion engine and automobile were developed more than 100 years ago, the properties of engine fuel have been changing. A number of factors have been responsible for evolution of modern fuels. Crude oil prices, progress in refinery processing technology, development in engine and vehicle technology, vehicle performance and durability requirements, and more recently the environmental regulations besides the geopolitical considerations are the important factors that have brought changes in the fuel quality. In early days, the main objective of an engine designer was to improve output of the and reliability of the fuel. One of the obvious route to improve the performance of the spark ignition engine was to increase an engine compression ratio. With an increase in compression ratio, however, knocking combustion was encountered in SI engines demanding high octane number fuels to suppress engine knock. In the pursuit to increase the knock resistance of gasoline, tetraethyl lead (TEL), an anti-knock additive, was discovered in 1921 by the Thomas Midgley of General Motors Research Laboratory and was introduced for use in gasoline in February 1, 1923. The principal requirements of an automotive fuels are now these are some requirements of an automotive fuel for better combustion. First, fuel quality, that is combustion quality should be important. Now relationship of this with the engine and vehicle performance, how it is related to the engine and vehicle performance, combustion quality. Let us see. Better ignition and combustion quality results in the better fuel economy and reduction in emissions of pollutants. Higher octane number of SI engine and octane numbers of C10 numbers of CI engines are necessary for good combustion. Second important factor or quality is high heat of combustion. A small mass of a fuel is to be carried on board of a vehicle for the same range of operation. Now, high volumetric energy content. A smaller fuel tank and lower vehicle space is necessary for improving the vehicle packaging, and the liquid fuel being sold on the volume basis. It results in the better economics for the operators. Now, low temperature performance is also important criteria in the Himalayan ranges of India. That is, the significant fraction of fuel should be vaporized at low engine temperature, and for better engine cold start and warm up, good low temperature drivability, fuel economy and emissions are considered. Now high temperature performance also considered for ease of a hot starting, reduced vapor lock and evaporative emissions, Fuels are blended appropriately to meet the needs of seasonal and graphical variations in ambient temperature. Next quality should be oxidation stability. Now, the good low temperature oxidation stability reduces the fuel deterioration during the storage and deposits formation in the fuel system. Deposit formation control is another quality. It helps in maintaining the engine performance, fuel economy, and emissions close to the design level by keeping the fuel and combustion system clean. Deposit control additives are low cost products and now widely used for minimizing the deposit formation. Material compatibility. The material compatibility is also essential to prevent the corrosion of metallic and not deterioration of rubber and elastomeric components of the fuel system. Flow characteristics are also important. Fuel has to be in the fluid condition at low temperature and is important particularly for diesel fuels. Also, appropriate diesel fuel viscosity is essential for flow as well as good injection characteristics. Now, the high octane number fuels could be produced at low cost with the use of TEL, tetraethyl lead. It led in to increase the engine compression ratio from 10.5 to 11.0 is to 1 during late 1950s and 60s in USA and Europe. However, since 70th decade, the reduction of engine emissions has become an overriding requirement for the engine designer and fuel engineers. TEL was widely used in gasoline until 1975 when the gasoline vehicles for the first time employed catalytic converter for emission controls. Since then, the TEL has gradually phased out from the gasoline, and today gasoline is almost totally lead-free all over the world. Besides the environmental considerations, there are several other requirements that are to be met by the engine fuels. Now, what is motor gasoline? Gasoline is the mixture of nearly about 400 different types of hydrocarbons. The types of hydrocarbons present in the gasoline are normal paraffins, isoparaffin, olefins, aromatics, to a smaller extent of cycloparaffin. It has a hydrogen to carbon ratio varying from 1.7 to 2.0 and is typically characterized by the molecular formula that is C8H16. The gasoline is a liquid at a room temperature with a boiling range of approximately 35 to 315 degrees centigrade. The principal properties of a gasoline that are specified in the fuel standards are distillation in degree centigrade, rate vapor pressure, specific gravity, research octane number, motor octane number, oxidation stability, gum content milligram per 100 milliliter, lead content gram per liter, sulfur weight in percentage, benzene in volume percentage. Now, what is octane quality? Let us see the octane quality. The high anti-knock quality of a gasoline is needed to prevent or minimize the knocking combustion in the high compression ratio SI engines. Knocking combustion in SI engine can be cause engine overheating, loss in the efficiency, and increase in the emissions. Persistent knocking can be lead to mechanical damage to the engine under high load operation. Earlier, lead, anti-knocks, and tetraethyl lead and tetramethyl lead were used to boost octane number of the gasoline. Now, however, due to the catalytic poisoning and lead is being a health hazards by itself, gasoline world over has become almost lead-free. The lead-free gasoline is blended with the high-octane fuel components like aromatics, isoparaffins, alcohols, and MTBE, that is methyl tetratertiary butyl ether, to improve the anti-knock quality. The regular grade gasoline in Europe has a minimum of 91 RON and 82.5 MON. Due to refinery economic reasons, the octane quality of a petroleum unleaded gasoline, however, is now capped at 95 RON and 85 MON as compared to 98 RON to 87 MON for the leaded petroleum gasoline earlier. Next, volatility of the gasoline is experimentally evaluated by the distillation range of red vapor pressure. RVP measured by the American Society for the Testing Materials is important parameter of a gasoline front end volatility. It has a good correlation with the evaporative losses during refueling from tank and vent and carburetor while vehicle is running over during heat soaking after vehicle is stopped. Some other parameters derived from the distillation characteristics and RVP are also used to evaluate drivability performance of the gasoline. Now for the hot weather drivability performance vapor lock index is widely used in the European countries. So this is up to the gasoline. We will discuss another conventional fuels in few some lectures. Thank you.